business minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs, creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is another amazing and also very educative episode of the CEO Show. Remember, this is the 6th episode that we are doing tonight. And remember, this is another episode that we always look forward to bring you, as always, very inspirational stories, very educative and very insightful. We are looking forward to bring you every time business leaders, trailblazers, people who are going to share their stories. And from these stories, we are going to get a lot of inspiration. They are going to talk about how they have grown their empires from zero to somewhere. And from these stories, we are going to get a lot of nuggets of wisdom. I'm your host, Dan. Tonight, our guest is one amazing woman in the business industry, a lady that I'm sure a lot of ladies outside there are looking forward to learn a lot from her. And definitely, men will always be looking forward also to learn from her story. Welcome, Ruth Jepchirchir. This is the CEO of Honey Zest Limited. When we talk about honey, today she looks beautiful, but when you get her in, definitely the heart harvesting, you call honey, definitely you'll have a very different picture of her. Welcome, Ruth, to the CEO Show.
Thank you so much. This is Ruth Jepchirchir,
Okay.
a girl from the village, and a happy one as well.
Okay.
The Kalenjin call her Che Bye Bye.
Oh,
Yes.
that is just a nickname.
I'm too happy to be avoided in every situation.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Ruth. Your show and also the poster coming out and the fact that we are hosting you tonight, a lot of people have been looking forward to hear from you. Who is Ruth in a nutshell? I know that you can talk about Ruth from different perspectives, but in a nutshell, who is Ruth?
Okay, thank you. This is Ruth, and as I just say that I come from the village. I come from Mosoriet, and I'm married in Lesos. I'm married to a man called Michael Chelule. I'm a mother of 3 young sons. I am also a student, a scholar, a lecturer, as well as a beekeeper.
Okay.
I'm so passionate about who this girl has become today because I had stories in between the other years back there. But I thank God for who I am today. And for the years I am today, I can say God has been so faithful.
Okay.
And I'm in business and happy.
Now, talking of Mosoriet, just a girl from Mosoriet, the one Mosoriet that we know, right?
Yes.
Paint us, you're growing up, this young girl, commonly known as the village girl.
Yes.
Yeah. How was it you growing up?
It was nice. Number one, I went to, my parents are soldiers. And out of that, we came out from the village to here in Eldoret. My parents were posted in Eldoret prisons. And that's where I went to school, GK Prison Primary School. I went all the way from my preschool to, and then primary class 1 to class 5. And then from there, I went to Father Cool Girls Chapter 8. From Father Cool Girls Chapter 8, I joined Kirotet Girls. And from there, I joined my diploma. I did agriculture, sustainable agriculture. From there, I did my degree, which took agricultural extension education. From there, I took my master's, agricultural extension education, and today I'm a PhD student. I'm doing agribusiness.
Okay.
So all the way from Mosoriet, today I am here.
Okay.
That's my life.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, without talking much, before we get into your education and your profession, which is agribusiness, right? Now, you grew, both of your parents were in the forces?
Yes, they are both warders.
Okay.
Yes, they were all here in Eldoret, but currently my dad is retired now. Actually, in a few months, he'll be home. So he's currently in Tambach, and my mom is currently in Kapsabet.
How was it being a daughter to both parents being in uniform parents? Let me call them that.
It was not easy. It was somehow, I can say, for lack of a better word, nasty a bit, because the children, watoto wa ghetto. You get to the toilets, they are dirty. You're living in a one single roof. Here is the kitchen. This is the sitting room. It is the bedroom. There was no privacy. And I think that is one of the reasons why I had to work hard. I saw my parents go through a lot of stories. And today I can assure you they're proud parents.
Okay.
Yes.
How many siblings?
4.
Oh, okay. You are born...
I'm firstborn.
Oh, you are the firstborn?
Yes.
So it means that you saw all these growing up?
Yes.
Okay. So it means your parents, you can say that they were disciplinarians?
Yeah, they were disciplinarians. I remember my dad, I have a scar on my back that my dad just beat me using kamata. You know kamata? The round receiver, So I had gone to play and forgot to do my homework, and my dad was here. And he was like, "Excuse me, daughter, where were you from?" And I told him, "Dad, I had just gone to play, but I'm back." It was 7 in the night. My dad took a kamata, beat me, and I can tell you that was the turning point. Yes.
Okay. So you can say that, were you that polite girl? Were you that cheeky one?
I can say I was cheeky, playful, but when you're bright and the cheekiness is too much, it suppresses the brightness.
Okay.
So I think out of that kamata, I can tell you today the girl came out to be who she is.
Okay. Yes. So back in school, you can say you were that bright student, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I can attest that I have very good parents, and my dad has been a source of encouragement. I am not an A student. I am an average student. But I can shock you that in this life, it's not all about books. As far and as much as I am a PhD student today, I can always encourage that out of your averageness, you can still make it to what you want to be in this life.
Okay.
Yes.
So going to the high school was Jepchirchir, right?
Yes.
Jepchirchir.
Yes.
What was your mark in high school?
Okay, I was in Father Kun Girls Jepchirchir and joined Kenotet Girls.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I had 332.
Okay.
Yes.
So we are seeing a very, let's say, as you say, an average student.
Yes.
Okay. Then you proceeded to
yes
for your bachelor's directly.
No, I didn't go directly because I got a C, and this C was just a mark to C+, which locked me out that year.
Okay.
So I was not able to go to a direct entry to
the university. Yes.
But my parents really encouraged me, and I started from diploma.
Okay.
Whereby now I started pursuing the agriculture I'm doing today.
Okay.
Yes.
The same diploma was in agriculture.
Yes.
What is it that inspired you to venture into agriculture? Because at that point, I think agriculture was not very famous back in the days. So what is it that made you choose agriculture and not business and not computer science and what have you?
I can tell you one story that when we are in Form 1, we always say, I want to be a doctor. When you're in Form 2, you are a nurse. By the time you're in Form 3, my friend, there's that tunnel. Yes.
By the
time I even chose my subjects, I need to go for agriculture.
Okay.
But you know what? Circumstances of life.
Okay.
I had a C, and my parents had a lot of hope in me. They thought this girl would have averagely, because I was index 16 out of 116, that would have shown a lot of hope.
Okay.
But out of the playful behaviors during exam, that's what I got.
Okay.
So somehow I was into some lack of, where to go to, what do I want? I feel like I have failed, but that was not the case, according to my parents. So they were like, okay, fine, it has happened. Can you just go ahead and do something? So the interest of agriculture had already started coming.
Okay.
Because during this time that I was waiting for results, I had started planting trees at home. I could wake up at 5. I saw one mama in the village there. She used to wake up at 5, take milk tomorrow, as they call it at home. And I used to feel so nice, like, okay, this woman, she's driving, but at 5 she's out. I was like, oh. So one day after church, I called her, Mom, how are you? I was like, what do you do? She was like, if you want to do something, you have to be passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where passion comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked her, how can I work out to be what I want to be? Then she was like, okay, you start of all have to have the passion towards this thing. You have to love what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So out of love that time, yes,
mm-hmm.
out of love, according to her,
mm-hmm.
I thought love for something is doing it vigorously,
mm-hmm.
which is not right. I was
mm-hmm.
working hard instead of working smart.
Uh-huh.
I would wake up at 5, go to the farm, lima. I even grew trees which have been harvested like last year.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I can say that it is a mentorship from another mama, but it was not in me.
Uh-huh.
And I can show you that I have grown the passion to something else today.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is by planting the trees and now getting into agriculture. At some point now that you saw it important now to do,
yes.
to pursue professionally.
Yes.
So you did the diploma,
mm-hmm.
and then after the diploma?
I did a degree,
mm-hmm.
but it was a series of stories.
Uh-huh.
I started by I started by doing my diploma.
Mm-hmm.
In between, Syngenta took me for an employment.
Okay.
So they employed me,
mm-hmm.
and it was within the university.
Okay.
So I would go to class,
mm-hmm.
but now after class I go to the greenhouse.
Okay.
To do the seedling planting, the trees.
Okay.
So when I got this employment, it was very easy
mm-hmm.
because I could go to class, pay my fees a bit, help my parents, those kind of
okay.
things.
Okay.
I would pay rent this month, my dad pays next. It was easy for me because I could now generate a few coins,
okay.
which was something to the university, and my classmates can really tell you. They used even to call me lecturer by that time. I used to be very smart because I had a few coins,
mm-hmm.
which was not affordable for others then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first time you earned was, how old were you?
I earned at the age of 21.
21?
Yes.
That is now when you were working for Syngenta?
Yes.
While you are studying?
Yes.
So it basically paints a very aggressive young lady?
Yes.
For that matter? So it means that you can still pursue studies as you work?
Yeah.
For this young person?
Yes, it is very possible.
Okay.
Out of this,
how did you balance? Because sometimes somebody drops out of school because they got an opportunity to work somewhere. How did you balance?
Okay, when you talk about balance, it's all about focus,
okay,
commitment, sacrifice.
Okay.
Anytime you know that I have to be in school and pass my exam well, as well as make the money, there's a lot of things that come on board. If you're not committed, you'll either lose the business or lose the study.
Okay.
But I can surely say that in our current generation, we have to be in a balance because even the kind of financial status that we have now, if you're not smart enough, you'll really struggle. You have to have at least juggle between 2 or 3 things to make sure that you are catching up with life.
Okay.
Yes.
So after you worked for Syngenta, you went for your degree? After that?
Yes. Before even I went for my degree, I created friendship. I realized that I can make friendship very easily. And the women who were working for me then were older than me, and they could just love me because I brought in something that was so new to them. When it gets to lunch, I would give them time. Go for lunch, ma'am.
That was under when you were in Syngenta?
Yes.
Okay.
So they love. So my C.E.O. then was called Humphrey, and this guy really loved my way of working. He was like, you mean you can maintain casuals? How are you doing it? You're so young. I love the way you're doing this thing. How are you doing it? Then I was like, okay, relationships. Number 1, I work with my employees with love.
So first, before, it means that you are at a supervisory position?
Yes, I was taken in a very high position, just like...
What is it that prompted them to get you to that position?
I think the focus,
because... You are young.
Number 1, when I just got there the first day, the CEO was like, you look very sharp. And I was like, yes. And then he was like, which kind of job do you want us to give you? I was like, me, I want to supervise. And I was like, you mean you want to supervise on your day 1? I told him, yes. I want to supervise because at home, my dad has given me an opportunity to be supervising the other workers at home. Then I was like, oh, I like your confidence. Then come, let's test. 1 week, I'm giving you 1 week to test. So after 1 week, I already created a culture of love to the people I was working with. I would give them time, go for lunch. There was one who was breastfeeding, and I could give her time. Kimbia nyonyesha na urudi. And she was like, you mean as young as you are, you can acknowledge that somebody can go breastfeed and come back? it was a plus. So every time they would say, msichana atoke hapa, because of course there were fights for the position. It was too high for me. The women would say, no, we want this girl here. So it went like that, and I got a lot of mileage because of the love. And it's also a lesson for us that however young you are, give an opportunity to the next person. It's called mentorship.
Okay, okay.
I have learned from that.
Okay.
Yes.
So it was because of somebody held your hand and believed in you as young as you were.
Yes.
Okay, then you finished your diploma.
Yes, and I went to my degree.
Okay.
Within the same university. Was easy because I was still working for Syngenta.
Which university was that?
University of Eldoret.
Oh, okay.
So it was easy because I was working around. Then from there again, I got an opportunity to be a friend to my dean, Dr. Elizabeth. She's now a professor, Professor Elizabeth Omami.
Okay.
Then she loved my way of working also. She said she just wants to mentor me, and she found a daughter in me.
Okay.
So she held my hand, showed me how to do proposals.
Okay.
And I started writing small articles for her.
Okay.
That's
While
how
you were
I
pursuing
built.
your undergraduate.
Yes. So
Okay.
she would call me once in a while, come write for me a proposal. I write it for her, give it to her. She reads it. She said it's not right. The English is poor. She would rubbish everything, write on red pens and give it back.
Okay, okay.
But I love one thing about myself. I like corrections.
Okay.
And I took them positively. And today I'm one of the best writers of proposals.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. I'm looking at a very confident lady and very sociable. What is the foundation of all this?
I can tell you number one.
Or it's natural, you just grew a very courageous young lady.
I think being a firstborn also brings a lot of attention.
And
Because responsibility. I saw my parents struggle to who they are today. And then I have a very hardworking dad.
Okay.
And my dad is one person that will take you to show you what he is doing.
Okay.
He'll always remind you, and I want to quote his words. Hapa ni college. Lazima ushikie hapa kwangu. Juu hautaolewa na mimi kwako. Simple.
Okay.
And that's my dad. So most of the things, he would even go to the shade of the cow and tell you, come, wanakamua hivi, you know? And I think that also has built it has also built a lot of my confidence. He's also a very good disciplinarian, I can tell you. He is very hard on things.
Okay.
And he would just call you and tell you, excuse me, you have not done this right. And I have told you I like corrections.
Okay.
That's what made me to who I am today.
Okay.
Yes.
So to a greater percentage we attribute to your dad.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then you graduated.
I graduated.
With your first degree, for
Yes.
that matter.
With my first degree, for that matter. And after this, like any other graduate, you would want to feel like I'm the best. I want to go for a job. My friend, I tarmacked. No tarmacking. There's no door I never opened.
Okay.
And I can.
And at that point, were you still working with Syngenta?
No.
Or you dropped?
I had
What
dropped.
happened?
I dropped when I was supposed to go to another further place, and I wanted to pursue my education. So it was a little bit stretchy.
Okay, okay.
And I had just started our small family.
Okay.
It was still very young then. Okay. And you know, now my hubby was coming in handy. So he was like, no, you can't go very far from me. Let us just be here. And that's how I had to quit.
Okay.
But out of that, I came out, and out of these stories, I realized that I had a lot of energy to go to work. I went to every office, and it was so difficult to find a job.
Okay.
So I ended up being a part-time marketing person for Comfy then.
Okay.
So I started marketing Comfy, kidogo, like that.
So here, just to point out, here you have graduated with
the degree.
Bachelor's in
bachelor's
in agribusiness.
Yes.
For that matter.
Yes.
What kind of a job were you looking for?
You know, I had done the extension officer. So my expectation was maybe nitapata kazi ya serikali according to the you know, that's what is in the village even now. Every graduate will want to go for a job.
Your parents, your father was expecting you to be employed.
The church is waiting for you.
CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We had a small technical itch, but we are now up and running. Ruth, now you're talking about now you're here tamarking after graduating. Your parents expecting you to be employed, but now here a job is not coming forth.
Nice. I just said that I had an expectation of the ministry. I had an expectation of the ministry. I went to every office knocking. I am a graduate. I left my papers in more than 50 places, but none, not even a regret. None of them responded. Then now I was like, okay, I have to continue with life. So out of the recent expectations and the recent experiences, I decided to go back to school. Now that I told you I had Professor Omami. So she told me, okay, as you're waiting for a job, can you just maybe come for your master's? I was like, okay, ma, it's all right. Then that's how I came on board to register for my master's. In the middle of stories, I became expectant. I was like, okay, now what happens here?
Okay.
You know, when you're a mother,
First time.
yes, there's this mix-up of issues. You're now a mother. You need to, the family is very young. You want to do business, it's not working. I was like, okay, what can I do? So I registered for my master's and relaxed. After the relaxation, I started initially after I had come out of Syngenta, I started selling jewelry. I built up the interest of selling jewelry. I realized that girls can be easily, tossed off and tell, okay, nataka earrings. Yes, nataka. So that's how I came up with the business with the jewelry. So I would move from shop to shop, and then also the university around the hostels. And I got favor. I can tell you, favor in business is something else.
Okay.
So out of that, I went back for my master's, but now I had started the business of the jewelry thing.
Okay.
So
at least that was the first business.
Yes, the first business I tried.
Okay.
It went so well, but ni kama mama mboga. If you don't go katakata mboga zako pale kwa kibanda, you will not eat.
Yeah.
So it was not reliable as well.
Okay.
Then I would also find a situation whereby I could, of course, squander everything. Tomorrow again, I have to start again. So it was a little bit difficult, but I didn't go back. The experience was good because I would make sure that the money is in, out, which I also learned a lot.
So what was for the jewelry business? Because I think that was the first business for that case.
Yes.
What was the first capital that you injected for that business? Or it was just a fun kind of business?
I can't say it was fun because I really depended on it somehow. But the very first, the beauty about these small things, it was very cheap.
Okay.
I only had 1,000 shillings.
Okay.
And the fashion of that time was the earrings with, you match the whole, that time you used to have fashion, fashion. Lazima ukuwe na earrings ya red, ukuwe na kiatu ya red, those kind of things.
Okay.
So we had earrings like buttons, and I could buy them at 10 bob, sell them at 20 shillings. It was very easy.
Within Eldoret?
Within Eldoret. It was very easy. Okay. So with time I grew, I started going to Nairobi overnight, then maybe buy my stuff in the morning, in the evening I come back.
Okay.
And then now I established my very first shop, which is in Kibogi till date. So nikasongewa space kidogo na a friend. Ile unalipa rent, mnagawa rent like watu wanne. Slowly I built up. So I realized I was so sharp in such a way that I realized this person is not paying rent well. I push her away. Sinikusaidie kulipa. Sinikusaidie kulipa. I ended up owning the shop.
So that was growth.
Yes.
In the same, selling the same product.
Yes. Now I could have clothes, shoes, like that.
Okay.
Yes.
And concurrently, you had stopped. You had suspended the school.
No, I was not. I had not suspended. I was doing it concurrently. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that was your first kind of business that you're running, and what is it that you can say that was a challenge starting a business, and especially for a very small scale kind of business, which you started with barely less than 1,000?
The first challenge was money.
Okay.
Sometimes you would eat all the profit, you had to go for stock, you have none. But I can say another challenge also was debts. People would come because of friendship, people would squeeze your business, give me takulipa next week, then they go nyasi, you know. But I can surely say that those are very common things. But for the young tags, they have to know that you can start a business. It is an idea first, then now the business aspects.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. I know we'll talk about business because you're trying to connect also your journey.
Yes.
Now, at some point you suspended your master's program to take care of the family bit, and then you went back for the master's program.
Yes.
You finished?
Yes.
Okay.
I can say I suspended it when I was expecting, and then of course towards birth, not towards birth as well. I suspended it just after I got expectant, and then I did a lot of things in between. Then came back because I graduated when my baby was 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
Because I did so. Nilifanya haraka sana. I think in 2 years exactly it was done.
For your master's?
So yeah. For my master's, it was 2 years exactly.
Okay.
Because I suspended it kidogo, I came back, suspended it again kidogo, then now graduated.
Okay.
That's how the 2 years now can come with the bit. It was not only because of pregnancy, but also because of other avenues. I didn't have money, and other engagements. Yes.
That came in.
Yes.
Okay. So after graduating with your master's, now you have master's again in the same agribusiness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thereafter. Now I started the honey thing.
Oh, that is when
that's when the honey stuff came on.
Now, immediately after the January, the idea of Honey Zest came?
No. After I had graduated the master's, now the issue of clothing, everybody now started being into it.
Okay.
So the profits were not as good as it was before.
Okay.
So after walking around and now feeling better than what I was, I stomached again a bit, like 3 months, looking for a job, one office the next. I met my mentor. I have 2 mentors, an academic mentor and I can say spiritual come disciplinarian.
Life mentor?
Yes.
Okay.
A mother who can always tell me, Ruth, hapo umeenda sana.
Okay.
Yes. So I met this mama. She was the C.E.O at that time in here in Wasingishu. And I had asked her, Mama, can I get a job? Have you ever been desperate? I'm seated on this seat, this other side, to go and see the other. Actually, the officers would face one another like we are seated. I'm going to see this other guy, but this mama comes out of this other office. Then she's like, oh, girl, you're so beautiful. What are you doing here? Then she's like, you even look like my daughter. I'm like, okay, you also look like my mom. You're so beautiful, mom. She's like, nice, who are you? And I tell her, I'm Ruth. I'm looking for a job. I just came to see, of course, so. Without mentioning names. I came to see so-and-so. And he just told me he's here. She was like, no, that guy is not even here. He's on leave. Why is he telling you to see him? I was like, can you come to my office? I told her, yes, ma'am. She sat me. She gave me tea. She served me, literally serving me. She served me tea. I was feeling hungry. I don't know how she just clicked. She served me. I'm a lactating mother. I'm just desperate somehow. Then she was like, you know how beautiful you are? You're so potential. And I can quote her words. Ukitembea tembea kwa hii corridors without having the right agenda. Utatumika hapa na utawachwa. I was like, okay, what is she telling me? Then she was like, alafu tena, nataka ujikaze. Otherwise, you're so brilliant. Because I was telling her about the agriculture part. I was explaining my story about her. And she was like, I think you have a potential that is not used. Then she was like, okay, I had sent a friend some honey. Can you kindly go and pick for me the honey in the car? Mini nani, mtoto desperate. Chini ya stairs, pick the honey for her. Her honey. Met with the supplier. Habari yako, mzuri. Umetumwa na madam? Yes. Niletea asali. Pick the honey back to that woman. Meanwhile, I have picked the number from the supplier.
Oh, you exchange
Meanwhile, you can imagine how this thing
within
connected.
that short time you had exchanged contacts.
Yes, I just picked number. Takuongelesha acha nirudi kwa madam. Went back, gave her the honey. Then that time my guy used to go for gym in the morning and he would tell me, nitengeneze dawa in the morning, you know, those kind of things. So I told another friend, a neighbor, so tununue asali 5 liter so that tugawane jumi sina do. Na my hubby amesema atanipatia pesa kidogo. Then I was like, pesa ngapi? Nikamwambia pesa kidogo, wewe uko na ngapi? Yeah, then she was like, okay, mimi niko na 3,000 and wewe uko na ngapi? Nikamwambia mimi niko na 2K. Nikamwambia sawa, wewe toa 2K, mimi nitoe 2K ndio tusikue na deficit sa ya kugawa. She was like, okay, sawa. Called the supplier. Nisaidia asali. The man graciously came to me with 5 liter. That same man that was in the other woman's office.
So now, this is an opportunity that you saw.
Yes.
What is it that you saw when you met this guy?
I came
that prompted you to take his number, and now you're thinking about venturing into this. What is it that you saw?
I can shock you. I don't know. It's God. It's God can connect you anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're located. Because I don't know why, number one, I would pick his number. I don't have a reason. Number two, why was I consistent on the honey thing? Number three, why did that woman send me to go and pick for her the honey? Yet she has 2 secretaries, but she sent me.
So it was a divine connection?
It is a divine connection.
Okay. Now here with your neighbor?
With my neighbor now, I come here, Pima Sally had BKVDA, Mikebe Mingi Mingi. Instead of 5 liter giving me 5 containers according to my understanding kama maziwa, it gave me 7.5.
Okay. So this guy
7 bottles.
This guy was harvesting honey.
Yes.
And then packaging or just selling as raw as it is?
In 5 liters. But now me, the idea, the value addition that I'm giving, I wanted to do them in small bottles.
Okay.
Smaller packages. Which now I did and realized I'm giving my neighbor 2.5. I'm remaining with my 2.5 and I have another 2.5. Guess who was my first customer? My professor.
Okay.
Mbio, kesho asubuhi mama, nauza asali. She was like, I like the honey. It's so natural. Where did you get it from? I was like, okay, huku tu Baringo, kuna rafiki yangu ameniuzia. She was like, okay, nice. Then, coincidentally, as I was selling it to her, they had a Senate meeting. All the other professors streamed in, more than 10.
Okay.
They were like, tupei nusu tugawe to test sisi wote, alafu utatuletea mbili.
Okay.
And I was buying it at around 500. I was selling it to them at 1,000 because I was not even sure what I was selling. It was just but a blink.
Okay.
Then I was like, you mean? So it was 10 times 2, 20,000.
Okay.
You see? That's how I made my first sale.
Okay.
Now passion cropped. That's how the thing is.
Yeah, you're working now with a partner, with your neighbor.
My neighbor now. See, I'm telling you, I shared with my neighbor.
The 2.5.
The 2.5. 2.5 for myself. 2.5 for my professor. Now the business has commenced.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Now my friend, my neighbor now out, but she's currently I'm a board chair for one of the NGOs she's heading. That's how connections are.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how did you now transform this? Now the success story bit of it. How did you transform now this? Getting honey from this guy, doing the repackaging. Was it certified? What was the whole process like? Because currently we can get your honey in the supermarkets, you can get them at the shops. But now at the initial stage, were you doing it locally? Were you doing it, did you professionalize the whole thing? How was the transformation?
Okay. After the 20,000, I was able to buy 1 20-liter.
Okay.
Out of this, I now started packaging in smaller bottles. I'm very good in research. If you tell me, go out here and tell me more about this building.
Okay.
Give me an hour, I'll give you everything about this building.
Okay, okay.
It's a passion about knowing things. I'm very curious to know.
Collecting data.
I collect data. I'm good in those small things to just know more. So out of this, I just realized that I could, number one, I went to the YouTube, checked how do people package honey in Indonesia, in India, in Kenya, in Tanzania, like that.
Okay.
So I came out, now in Kenya, I realized that you have to have a batch number, you have to have KEBS, you have to have a name, you have to have all those kind of things. So at first, I started locally.
Okay.
I would just sell it within my connections, within my circle. I'll just give it to people around, neighbors, in church. I also found another very nice way of marketing. I would just go to church, bless my pastors, you know, bless any function, the old people, when they have function, I would say. And then I also tell them, you know, getting honey in a Kalenjin setup is a honor. You see, the way I just cultivated my small way of doing things. And out of that, I realized that I had now love for people. People started loving our product. People started giving us an attention. Now I could brand it. Out of that, I also went to KEBS. While at the KEBS, COVID struck.
Okay, okay.
COVID was the order of the day. I started selling my honey everywhere.
That is now before getting the
It was
KEBS,
before, yeah.
KEBS
It was
certificate?
before, yeah. So after the COVID struck, WHO announced that honey, ginger, garlic, that is the dawa for corona.
For
I
COVID.
got a slogan. I went with that thing running. I was not expectant again. My friend, when you are expectant during COVID, you're not allowed to, any lactating mother and any expectant mother was not supposed to be injected.
Yeah.
And you know, because people were so stressed because of COVID, I would go door to door selling honey. I would just place it on chini, mtu anachukua yake ananiambia, kaa mbali, niko na COVID. But I took it with a lot of passion and, you know, I didn't take it as a problem. I took it as a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
I felt that was a little bit difficult, but I can tell you that is when I made the turning point of Honey Zest.
Okay.
Because I would sell a lot, then trust. That's when I built my trust. That is also when I built my brand. I can tell you Honey Zest is a household name today.
Okay.
Yeah, because now everybody knows about Honey Zest.
Okay.
And I can tell you that passion is something else.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
That passion is one of the traits.
Okay.
That if you use it well in business, then you have it all.
What was the slogan? You mentioned something, the slogan during that time.
Dawa ya corona ni asali.
Ni asali.
Yes.
And for that matter, Honey Zest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So at that, we can say that that is when now your product came out. But at that time, a lot of people were struggling. So we can say that you transformed the challenges into an opportunity. You saw an opportunity during the challenge.
It is.
Okay. How did people take this at that time?
I can take it in what
That
context?
is now your product in terms of it is a dawa ya corona.
Yes.
Now, but what is it that made it different from what they were getting at the shelves?
Okay. Quality, number one. I am so passionate about quality.
Okay.
It is not, actually quality is my other name.
Okay.
That's Ruth for you. Quality is number one. Number two, reliability. Hata uniulize asali ya shilingi 80 bob. I'll bring it to your convenience. I can tell you that convenience for people is another brand in business.
Okay.
That anytime you know what you want in your client, trust me, you have business.
Okay.
because people want to be served at their comfort. So reliability is another name for Ruth.
Okay.
You tell me I'm in Baringetun, I will be there.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you I'll be there in 5 minutes and it is heading to the 6th minute. I'll call you and tell you, I'm sorry, I'll be late for a minute. That's Ruth for you.
Okay. Okay.
So reliability and honesty has built me to who I am today. I don't take for granted any kind of business.
Okay.
Even if it's as small as, I'll always make sure that I reach out.
Okay.
Yes.
So now the product is outside there. The demand overwhelmed you?
Yeah, somehow it overwhelmed me. I can't
Okay.
refuse.
Okay.
It was a bit something.
Where were you doing all this? Were you the only employee to your company? Were you the sole proprietor? Who were you working with at that moment? Were you doing all this yourself?
Yeah, I can say I'm employee number 1.
Uh-huh.
001. Honey Zest 001 is Ruth.
Uh-huh.
And I am still 001 to date because I love what I'm doing.
Okay.
Actually, I work with my people so well. I was working alone that time. I would, go to my kitchen, start packing, do that. And with time, God has really blessed us. We now own a factory.
Okay.
We have 12 casuals.
Okay.
Actually, 13 casuals and 12 that are somehow casual come. At least they are there throughout.
Okay.
They are there in the factory throughout.
Okay.
So we have a total of 25.
But at the start, you were doing it from
Alone.
your home? From your home?
From my home.
Okay.
Without anything. But today we have a backyard factory, a big one.
How safe was it?
I can say use the available materials because it was not safety at that time. It was what comes to my table, which is a problem to our youth today. They don't want to go out because they fear what will happen. But anytime you have what you have at hand, you can start with it.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is you used what you call the available
Yes,
resources.
available resource.
The sufuria, the kichungi.
Sufuria, kichungi, kikombe, spoon. And it was good to start.
And at what point now did you convert it to, you got the certification, at what point did you convert it to a business and now doing things professionally?
Okay, I can say I didn't take a lot of time because I was also serious to go into it. As I was doing it locally, I also tried to be, things were running behind scenes.
Okay.
I was doing it locally, but already registered with KEBS, already registered with KIRDI. At least I was not just in the midst of nowhere.
Okay.
I was trusting God for better things.
Okay.
Because I even licensed my very own house to be the business premise as the very first place.
Oh.
It was that crazy.
Okay.
But today, at least, I can say I've separated my home and my
Okay.
backyard factory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just before you take a break, just to bring us to speed about the process of now certification of such a product, what are the requirements, what are the things that needs to be done? Because I'm sure a lot of people are watching and probably there is somebody who is doing it locally, either Honey or a different product. Just take us through in a nutshell how the process is, what does it entail, and also if there are costs involved, what are the current charges?
Okay. I can talk about honey, and I also bottle water. Water is called Zest, premium drinking water, and then the honey is called Honey Zest. I can say there's a lot of cost in card, but not very expensive. It's affordable. But our youth, number one, should know that you can still register your name as a business name first before you transfer it to be a company limited. Having a business name is not very expensive, number one. Number two, it can help you to build your brand. That is the very first thing. I can always tell even a mama mboga to just have a name for your own use. The VAT PIN will always be on your PIN number for KRA, which is still easy and manageable. That is the very first thing I'll always encourage everybody to do. Have a business name. That's the first thing.
Okay. Registered.
Number
for
two,
that matter.
yes, registered, so that you are safe. So that even if you have built on the brand, nobody can take it from you.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Number two, people want value addition for themselves. I can't just come here with 2 bottles of honey, branded and unbranded, and then you buy unbranded and I have the brand. The brand also helps you to sell more. It is professionally wise to have a name. Number two, when you go to KEBS, In fact, KEBS are doing a very good thing currently, whereby they also encourage the small, I can say the small,
medium enterprises.
Yeah, enterprises, medium enterprises, because they have even the very small certifications for 2 years that cost even around 11,000.
Okay.
600, that's around 5,800 per year. Very affordable. I can also say I'm a member of MSE, which has really helped me to do a lot of these things.
Okay.
Being a member of MSE means the micro and small enterprises businesses has really helped us to be up to date.
Okay.
They help you in terms of connecting you to businesses. I've been to so many other countries doing business because of them. And out of the proposal writings. So it has been very easy, because anytime you have a brand name, you can even attract more networks.
Okay.
And then again, in terms of cost, we've said it's not very costly. It's something that can be affordable. Another thing we can talk about is value addition and innovation.
Okay.
Yeah, so anytime you are innovative,
okay,
then you can get better business.
Okay.
But when you're just like, you can ask me, what is my uniqueness in business? And I can tell you I'm doing infused honey with basil, infused honey with lavender, infused honey with ginger. That is something that is not common with us here.
Okay, okay.
So anytime I talk about it, I become so relevant in the market, because somebody wants to say, why basil?
Okay.
Why lavender? The women, why do you have the lip balm? For your beauty. Why are you face masking using honey? So it's all about innovations every day.
Okay, okay.
And out of this, I can say there's a lot of business in honey.
Okay.
And it's something to be embraced.
Okay. I think when we'll be coming back, we'll be talking about now the innovation bit. Yeah. And also people know honey for only for bread and what have you, but I understand there are a lot of products that you can get from honey, and also talk about the other company, which is about water and all that. Just a quick one.
Yes.
You mentioned about MSE. How can one become a member of MSE? Because it's something that it's helpful to some people. Okay,
being a member of MSE, you just register, and we have one of our offices around here. It's in KEBS, and there's also another one around DC's office. There's a very instrumental man called Alton Kogo. That guy, I have found him to be very instrumental and very friendly to so many small businesses.
Okay.
In fact, I have been referring every other small business, go back to MSE.
Okay.
Because I can say the reason as to why we are in MSE is because we want to be in a member of a group whereby you can even be of sense tomorrow. Because I'm a member also in KM, the manufacturers. I'm also a member in Chambers of Commerce, Wareng Powerhouse. And anytime they post anything there, they become so instrumental to me. You get to learn. Yeah, you learn a lot. The networks are big. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight our guest is one amazing lady, Ruth Jepchirchir, who is the CEO and founder of Honey Zest Limited. And I'm sure we've gotten a lot from her background. We've learned a lot, and we are yet to learn more from her story and also from her insights. Remember, this is the CEO show, which tonight we are being brought to you by the Cayenne supermarket, and also this is a supermarket that is located just behind Total Petrol Station along Uganda Road, formerly known as Uchumi. And remember, this is one of the biggest supermarkets that we have in Eldoret town. And what makes them forth is the fact that they have variety and what you call array of products. And above all, they have an amazing and ample parking. You can just walk in or even drive in to Cayenne supermarket. Remember to visit anytime. And before we get back to our story, we are going for a very short break, and we are going to be having one of the amazing shows that we've had. Remember, this is the 6th episode. We'll be back shortly.
And you know what? I like it. Hello guys, habari zenu, tuko hapa Cayenne. Wako na so much offers, wako na unga, wako na sukari, wako na majani, everything. mandazi, bakery nayo, kila kitu hapa ndani. Mmekaribishwa wote. Hello guys, habari zenu, tuko hapa Sayen. Hapa Sayen wako na so much offers, wako na unga, wako na sukari, wako na majani, everything. Mandazi, bakery nayo, kila kitu hapa ndani. Mmekaribishwa wote.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to the CEO show, where our guest tonight is none other but Ruth Jepchirchir, who is the CEO of Honey Zest. And before we proceed, remember to comment, because we are getting a good number of your feedback with regard to the show. And also, if you have a question, please share and ask that particular question, so that our guest tonight will be giving feedback with regard to your questions. Remember, we are coming to you live on Facebook platform, and also we are live on our YouTube platform. Make sure that you join, subscribe, and also share for somebody to know that you're watching, and for them to be part of this amazing conversation. So Ruth, the Ruth of Honey Zest, or I can say Ruth the honey. That is on a light note. Talk about now value addition. You chose not to sell on containers and just on that level. You chose to make it more professional. What is it that informed you? Because we have a lot of people who do things locally, and they don't want to take the challenge of professionalizing. There is somebody who is selling milk, and they have a fear of adding value to make yogurt. We have people who are selling fruits. They have the fear to transform and even add value to sell pudding and what have you, and even juice. What is it that prompted you to add value, and what are the challenges that come with it other than finances?
Okay, a very nice question. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that adding value for me, it all starts with the information. Mm-hmm. Information is key. Mm-hmm. Somebody would ask you, why are PhD students studying on honey? Mm-hmm. And I would give you this answer. Mm-hmm. That however much mm-hmm. I am not in employment today, mm-hmm. and I am in the honey business. I'm even taken serious when I go to the serious stakeholders meeting. Because number one, I'm well informed. Number two, I know what I want in the honey. Currently, I can tell you that I'm doing a PhD on making premium candies, which can be in the airports. They can be found for people who have diabetes, people who have arthritis. And those are the things that we are missing in the society. Information in value addition is nothing else but number one. Anytime you have the information, it's very easy to be relevant in the society. If you want to value add, you can't tell me you are sitting in Eldoret with the mikebe that you see them in the supermarkets and you're comfortable. You should go to the internet, YouTube. Our youth are seated in the TikTok from morning to evening, just viewing nonsense. Yet, you can be a content creator. You can tell us more about honey. What are the benefits? And get paid by the TikTok. Now, there's a lot of platforms. We have AI. Those nice things that can show you how to value add. Like the infusion of honey. I just learned the other day, like 6 months ago, that you can infuse honey by putting that kind of plant inside that honey, and it can stay for 50 days, and it will be purely that taste in that honey. So it means if I want honey infused with ginger, I can put my ginger inside that honey, close it, ferment it for 50 days, and I have my honey. What does it take? Information. But if it were for somebody else, I would see it in the Europe, I would see it in Indonesia, I would see it in India, that people are infusing honey. But I wouldn't really tell what they were doing until I went into the YouTube, learned it pole pole, and how it can be in terms of hygiene, in terms of preservations. And today I have a product that is running so well in the market. So it's all about information. So once you're informed, you're good to have your value addition. Yeah.
So it means that you've invested a lot in education for this.
I have really invested. I can proudly tell you, I have really invested in education. It doesn't matter that I'm not talking about the PhD education. I'm talking about even just having your time in the YouTube to learn how do you dehydrate mboga. And I had a friend last week was traveling to Saudi, and she had packed a lot of vegetables in the fridge to make it solid, then pack it and leave. I told her, leave it all here. Niachie. And then I went back to my farm, nikachuna managu, dehydrated. And she told me for the very first time, she was shocked that even in the airport, she had to use. She was asked, are you sure your luggage is okay? Because she reduced what she's been carrying for the last 10 years. She's been carrying at least 40 kgs and even pay for another bag. But this time around, she had only 17 kilos. What an amazing instant thing. You can dehydrate mboga and give it out to UK. You can cook chapati and put it in DHL and in Australia. It is all about your mind. Value addition is in you. The ideas you give, the passionate you. You can come out with a lot of stories. Just imagine milk, as you just said. Milk can be milk powder. Our farmers out there are pouring milk when it's in low demand. But when it is in high demand, you realize that a packet that you just sold to that man kwa barabara na 50 bob, you are now buying the same milk, a half of it at 70 shillings. Is that not poverty in its own? Imagine it is, but there's a way you can curb it by making sure that your value addition is making sense. So let us tonight say, let us stop that kind of just waiting and saying that there's no value addition. Value addition is you. Even your dressing code. You start by making sure that you are neat by yourself. Value addition starts with you. How do you present yourself? And I can shock you, when I was presenting those honeys to those professors, they were like, Madam, are you the honey yourself? Or did you bring for us the honey? I was too presentable for that business. They expected another mama mboga just in, in the nets, the mama zile, your hair, your shaggy. I can tell you, and my friends can tell you, I'm always neat in my work. I even make up to go and have a studio photo for my product. Passion is another thing in terms of value addition.
Before we go into passion, and also there are those are serious nuggets as far as value addition is concerned. Just to mention two things that I've learned from your story. You've talked about coming up in business. You've talked about mentorship to a large extent, and now education, of which you've shed some light on education. About mentorship, because people fear sharing even ideas because of being mean, and also fear that somebody can invest in the idea. What is the role of mentorship in business? Because you've mentioned a lot about mentorship. What is the role of mentorship, and how do people go about it, especially for the SMEs?
Okay, very powerful question. For me, I can tell you that mentorship is one of the key aspects in business. Out of the mentorship is who I am today. Sharing is caring. And I can shock you by one thing that everybody else will always want to tell us in the other direction. Our cultural setup will always tell us, you know what? Anytime you share your story, anytime you share your business, you're giving it out. That is what is in the market. That is what is in our society. But can I shock you? The more you share, the better you become. I have other 13 brands, and I can tell you they are all watching now. That I have helped them to get their cabs. I have helped them to make sure that any supermarket I enter, they also enter. You know why? They are buying the honey from me. I am broadening my way of doing things. I no longer go into small packagings. But anytime I sell to that other mama who is going to do her own brand, I sell her in 20 liters. I sell her in drums. So as the more she buys from me a drum, the more money I make. I don't have the cost of branding. I don't have the cost of buying maybe the bottles. And I have made my money as well as she has made her money. I have created more employment through them, because I can say out of the 13 brands, 5 have employed 10. Myself, I've employed 25. The other 8, at least each can say they are employing 001 for their businesses, but they have at least 2 or 3 people behind there. We have the border riders, you see, who do our distribution. We have our vehicles, which go out there to distribute in supermarkets, to distribute to one-on-one, to distribute to those people that we are serving. And I can tell you that's a big number, that if today they say we are watching Ruth, I have a whole network. I am putting food on the table for more than 100 people. That is what we want in the society today. So mentorship means if you can share and be there to support mentally, and supporting them in any way that they need you. You will never, actually I can shock you that the same people I'm supplying, I can be supplying a ton and she's supplying 10 bottles. Where do we even rhyme? Nowhere. Because I am supporting her to make her living, but I am growing very fast. Because they come to my place, pick in bulk, go. Pick in bulk, go. So I also make a lot of money on my side. Yes.
On now, I'm getting a what you call probably like a triangular kind of management, and also growth, and also bringing people into the network of what you do. Here you are saying about having close to 25 or more employees, staff members. What is your principle of management and running a successful kind of business like what you are running? What is that principle that you put in and practice at the end of the day?
Okay. I have a very good policy, and my employees can tell you. In fact, when you come to our place, you'll not know who is the CEO, because I'm always with them. Number 1, I'm the employee 001. I wake up at 5 and they get me there. I have watched the factory. I have made sure the setup is good. I also go to the office before they come. By 6:30, I'm in my office to check. What did you sell yesterday? What's supposed to be taken care of? What went missing? Kama ulisimamishwa na kanjo, ukachukuliwa 100, Ni nani analipa, ni wewe ama ni mimi? Those kind of small things.
Yeah.
Number 2, the love for people. I can tell you, and this is something for all of us anywhere in this country and away. Our money in business is in people's pockets. If you don't love people, I don't know where you have your money from.
Okay.
So the more I love my people in the factory, the more love I also give to the people out there.
Okay.
If you love people whom you work with and make them own the business, the money that streams in and the money that streams out, they are aware. If they own the business, trust me, no thieves, no stress. And I can shock you that all my employees are all older than me. I think I only have one who is younger than me. So these are family people. These are people who need their respect as well. And I'm very strict. They can tell you I'm a disciplinarian. Anytime.
Just like your dad.
Yes. Business is business. You cannot tell me I'm not coming to work today because I was going to attend something. My work schedule should go on as long as you're not sick. That's our principle. So it's also helped me a lot to make sure that things are very well, because I make sure I speak what I do, reality. I tell them the reality. If this is right, it is right. If that is wrong, it is wrong. So I can tell you that my management skill has been very easy because I'm not fighting. We are just talking. And I don't shout at an employee when the other one is there. If it's Moses, why are you not doing the right thing? Dan, what are you not doing right? It is you, and it's ended with Dan. I go to Moses, talk to Moses as Moses. No? Like that. So it's been so easy. We do it with love. They get their money. I get my money. We grow together.
Okay. Now, we've seen growth in you to currently where you are. All these, and now as you talk also about the other products that you have, you mentioned something about water, packaging water. What is it that necessitates, and also what is it that prompts you to think about investing in something different and also bringing a new product into the market? What are the do's and the don'ts, and what is it that prompts you that you can say this is the right time to get a new product, this is the right time to venture into a new product and also into a new market for that matter? Because we've seen growth from a laureate, now you are doing outside a laureate. What is it that makes you get into a new market and also bring a new product?
Okay. Specifically for water, I just realized that my trucks were going around to make fun. Because I can't sell you honey today and tomorrow. But water, I can sell it to you now, and in the evening you need water. Yeah. So I realized that we were using a lot of, we were not cost effective. Our trucks could go, use the same fuel, go, sell honey to people who were sold to yesterday and they're not interested today. And you have incurred cost for fuel. So they will go round and round and make fun with themselves, as long as they are paid in the evening. So nobody would care. So I came up with this idea. It was like, okay, can I have the water? Because now the water is easy. Is a sell. It's not actually, that's not the main thing. It's a sell haraka haraka. It's a liquidating. At least they would go and come back with some money in the evening that would run their errands. They would pay themselves, you know. So the water came in because I wanted to come out of that cost-effective issue. That was the first thing. I didn't mention about zest spices. That is just coming up in a few. Already we have like 10 spices out. We've not rolled out because we're still waiting for the cabs. And I can tell you that the reason as to why other activities are coming is because the smaller the things you sell, the more the money you get, but in volumes. So you can imagine if I have rosemary, zest, rosemary, right? I can sell 50 bob to 1 million customers, and you know I have 50 million. And like if I want to sit and wait for 1 kg of honey that goes for 800, and the way we are talking about the economy, you know, I would take a week to sell 1 kg. I would have sold tea masala 50 bob, 20 bob. You know, it's all about math. Yes.
So
nothing much.
just what is the little quantity that you have, the smallest quantity for that?
For the honey?
Yeah, for the honey.
We have one that goes for 100 bob.
Okay.
Yes,
That is how many ml?
100 grams.
Oh, 100 grams. Oh, okay.
It really sells.
So it means that you have to break it to a very affordable kind of a product. That's what you're
Actually, our slogan is reach out to every mwananchi.
Okay.
And Mama Mboga would just cross, mambo mama, nataka kala kaasali ketu. And you're like, okay mama, nikulete ngapi? And she's like, hata huyu amesema anataka. That's how you make business.
Okay.
Yes.
The smallest unit.
Yeah.
So probably looking forward, we are going to have, now that we have tea bags, we are going to have honey bags.
Yeah, that's what we're working on. Actually, I just talked with one of my friends who was here, I think the fourth episode, Viola. And she really makes me, she's also part and parcel of my push. She's another one. She pushes me a lot. And we were with her in some meeting, and we saw a very small sachet, and she was like, you see, you're failing us. You need to have a honey sachet.
Okay.
And already she's pushing me to do something. So
Okay.
when we are talking about the premium candies in the airports, we will also have the honey sachets.
Oh, okay.
It's coming up soon.
That's nice.
Yes.
It means that the issue about having it in the smallest unit, it makes sense.
A lot.
Now, I'm getting also to learn something about you. Like, you are somebody who is hands-on. You like doing it. Does it mean that you run everything in your company?
Not really.
Okay.
You can't run everything in the company as well. Initially, I used to run everything, but I came to realize that with time, as you grow, you become overwhelmed. You can't be the accountant, you are the manager, you know, you are the mother, you're still the wife, you know, you're still the student. It's a little bit hectic. So I have brought on board some stakeholders.
Okay.
I can say I have a very good auditor. But he's doing a very good job.
Okay.
I also have a financial advisor who keeps on to make sure that which one is there, which is the right time to do what.
Okay.
Prioritizing, and I also learn a lot. I'm also this generation. I check how to finance manage. I am a good reader.
Okay.
I read a lot, and I do a lot of research.
Okay.
When it comes to planning, I do it at least on a very personal level.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. And now zeroing down now to specifically about finances, which is the heartbeat of every business. And probably it means by you growing and also to get where you are, you have some serious principles on financial management. What is it that keeps you going as far as finances are concerned? And also, how do you grow your wealth? Okay,
I can say, number one, initially I had a problem because unataka kula profit unasahau si pesa zako. But with time, God has really helped us. I can now differentiate which one is the profit, apart from the profit, which one is what, those kind of things. And it's really worked so well for us. I can say with financing and management, I can really talk about once you have the money, the focus, how to plan that money. You should have the selling price, the buying price, the profit, and how to run. Because I imagine a mama who goes to the shamba to buy nyanya. She can buy 3 nyanyas for shilingi 10. Then goes to the market and sell the same 3 nyanyas at 555. So see, she has made 5 shillings.
Yeah.
Already she's making profit. So these 5 shillings should be taken care of so that he's made the 10 bob.
That's true.
That's how it works for me. Because initially I would realize I would eat everything and realize I want to buy stock. I don't have the money. I need to go to buy something else. I don't have the money. But I can say cost, breaking down the cost also has really helped me. Number one, after we had really grown, we buy bulk. And anytime you buy anything in bulk, you get to know that you save a lot of money. Like buying bottles in lorries. Actually, a truck comes to a home in a reverse, inajaza kwa store. So it's very easy. So I don't have to be called every time, Madam, there's no this, there's no that. No. It has really saved us a lot of money. We also have rolls of those branding, you know, the branding tapes.
Yeah.
they also come in rolls. So when you're buying in pieces, you'll buy 10 shilling at one piece. But anytime you buy them in rolls, when you break down, you only have 2 bob but for one. You see, it's 5 times cheaper. So another thing that I can say, people with small businesses should avoid this kind of borrowing without planning. Planning has really, it's the whole thing.
Okay.
I can shock you that my very first loan that I ever borrowed in Tala or something, it even ended up putting me in CRB.
Okay.
Then it was so difficult because I borrowed without thinking. I think I borrowed and bought something in the house.
Okay.
You know, any other girl would say, I want this table, and she's there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about contenting. Yani ukwetu contented with what you have.
Okay.
And once you are contented, you can always be very good to manage your financials. Because and then separate the business from yourself.
Okay.
Your money is your money. Your business money is your. So
money.
that's also something that will also help us in terms of business stories. These people who have banks, separate your bank account with the business account. Separate the till with your number. Have a number for the business and your number. But that one comes with growth. But as you start, you are allowed to use. But be maybe vigilant to know what's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I think the bottom line is about financial planning.
Yeah.
Don't borrow when you don't know where you're taking the money.
Very
I think that's very important. When did you make your first million?
I can say in 2020.
Oh, nice.
Yes. That was the very first time ever, did a million. And then after that, I wrote a proposal, and through Balloon, I made some money. Citibank, I made some money, and I can say that out of the writings, I have also been in a position to also grow very fast because of grants, but not through money, but machineries. Okay. Like currently I have machines for squeezing honey, I have machines for dehydrating vegetables, dehydrating the fruits, and I do it with passion. I'm very happy about it. Okay. But those are things that I just wrote a proposal. I'm the current chair, board of directors, Less and Fistula Kenya. Okay. And I really give back to the community, to the women who have fistula and they have been repaired. I empower them. Okay. So those things are those ones that give us a lot of energy. I write small proposals, give to them, talk in Kalenjin and make sure that they are delivering what I'm saying nicely, bringing back that woman and telling her about a beehive in the dialect, It really helped us to go back to the society.
Now, in that connection, fighting women in business, I think it's just the other day that we are now embracing bold women and also women in business who are out there to fight for their space in business. How have you managed to step out and fight the demeanor that women are not into business and doing independently business?
Okay, for me, I can tell you that, and I can always repeat this word, passion. If you are passionate about anything, you can do marvelous to make sure that that thing works. So women can do it, and it also depends on the personality. So we need to start mentoring our girls as young as they are, as young as, that daughter of ours, who is very young and 2 years old today. Telling her you are the best. I used to be the last in school, and my dad would tell me, you know what, you're so beautiful, and bring me earrings, 10 bob, and tell ananivalisha ananiambia, daddy, you know what, is the earrings ndio nataka uvae. You are so beautiful. I have no other daughter I'm waiting upon in this house. You are the best. I can tell you it has made my personality to who I am today, because you see, appreciated. Yet I am the last. I'm supposed to be beaten and killed according to other parents. But this dad saw it good to say, nothing, you have a D. I'm sorry, don't worry, you can still make it. Rudia kusoma. You see? Yeah. And the love came out so well. That unaambiwa umepata D, ndio. Usijali. There's always a tomorrow. Imagine you can still get an A tomorrow. Imagine you're so beautiful that you can get a B tomorrow. And you see, personalities start with the parents. So the more we evaluate because kids can never be the same, even in your own house. Even if you have your 5 kids, your 2 babies, they can never be the same. There's
Nice.
one who is sharp than the other.
Nice.
There's one who has a stronger personality than the other.
Nice.
So embrace them, love them, and appreciate them in their own way.
Okay.
They can become somebody tomorrow.
Wow. Wonderful, wonderful. I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting serious inside here. But we are going to go for a very short break, and then we come back as you draw the line also between family and business. How do you manage? I think we'll answer that, and also she'll be giving her parting shot. We are receiving a good number of responses from you, and also wonderful remarks from you viewers. And also we have some few questions which she will be tackling at the tail end of this particular show. We'll be back in a few.
MSE is a state agency which was established in 2012 through an act of Parliament. Currently, it is domiciled under the Ministry of Cooperatives and MSME Development. Every year on 27 June, UN has designated that day as an international day for the micro and small enterprises. MSE being a key agency in Kenya dealing with the micro and small enterprises has organized a lot of exhibitions across the country. On 27th June 2024, here in Uasin Gishu County and in the North Rift region, we have organized an exhibition that will bring on board the NOREP counties. We are inviting all of you, the micro and small enterprises in all the sectors, manufacturing, in agribusiness, textile, carpenters, the Juakali people, service providers, innovators, to join us at Zion Mall to celebrate this day. The event brings on board over 5,000 MSEs who will provide market access to the exhibitors' products, who will appreciate the innovation and technology of your products. We see this day as a day which will bring a lot of networking and collaboration among the MSEs. There will be a panel discussion on 27 June, and a lot of issues touching on the micro and small enterprises will be discussed and ironed out. The event is jointly being organized by the Uasin Gishu County Government, the Micro and Small Enterprises North Rift Region, and the sector represented by the Shangwe Juakali Association. So this is a very important day for the MSEs, and we are calling upon all the players, right from the big manufacturers and all the small producers, institutions, TVET institutions, to join us to celebrate this big day. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Karibuni sana. MSE is a state.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CEO show. And our guest tonight is none other than Ruth Jepchirchir, the CEO and the founder of Honey Zest. I believe we've been learning a lot from this particular show. And just to get into your responses and also your feedbacks and also your remarks, just to share a few after sampling a number, we have somebody by the name Serone Alfi saying, doing great, Ruth, well done. Also, we have Ken Boit, vibrant, keep up the good work. We have Elizabeth Cheruto, keep going, girl. Rispa Chebe, Ruth, you are making us proud. Daniel Kipkosgei, congratulations, Ruth, keep it up. And also we have here from Kadenge Wafula, keep going, madam. May God bless the work of your hands. And also we have another one here from Honorable Kirwa. This is awesome, Ruth Yator. Indeed, you are a game changer in this industry. Also, we have feedback from Isaac Kosgei. Great inspiration, keep it up. And then last but not least, we have feedback from one supporter here known as Cherunya Kiplagat. This is funny. I saved a chiri honey. Hiyo ndio nilijipata kwa matata. Very inspiring woman. So I think this is funny. How do people save you in their contacts? You've had an experience.
Yeah, I've had issues sometimes, you know.
Okay.
Naulizwa, hiyo ya swali gani?
Okay.
Thank you.
I think that is on a light note.
Yeah.
So we have a question here from one of the viewers, Habram Cape. At the time of inception and getting into the corporate world, were there perceptions, so to say, that were different from your dream and also thriving your business? And if yes, what is it that kept you focused to date? What were the perceptions when you getting into the corporate world?
Okay, number one, in the Kalenjin setup, a woman is not allowed to harvest honey. It is one of the taboos. And it was one of the things that was making me, wow, how will I go about it? But I can say that the inspiration was the love for the job, number one. Then the information I would get about honey. It was just enough for me to go into the corporate world. That now I need to be a bit unique. I need to make sure that I am working safe to be what I am supposed to be today. So I can only say it's out of it's commitment, sacrifice, and the love for the job. That's what has given me what I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it that makes you different from your competitors?
Our honey is quality is number one. That's one of the reasons as to why we make sure that we are in the market.
Okay.
We also appreciate compliments and complaints.
Okay.
Any client can tell you that any time we've had an issue with our honey, you would bring it back and we replace it.
Okay.
Go back with what you have given unto us. Go have a test and improve on it.
Okay.
So I can really say that I am sure 90% of our clients are happy about our services.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as we wait also for your parting shot, just to give us a view, you are a young mother, for that matter, and you have a very young family. There is this responsibility as CEO running such an amazing company. How do you balance being a mother at home and being the CEO in the office?
Okay, I can say as my dad has mentored me, I'm also mentoring my generation.
Okay.
Actually, our firstborn is our manager.
Okay.
There's a way when he's at home, you'll just tell, Mama mbona Sele anakaa chini, you know, and you okay.
Okay.
This man is coming out so well.
Okay.
And then our very young baby, who is now 2.5, will tell you, Mom, na mbona unakaa chini? Na masaa inaendelea kwenda, Mom. And you know, I have found out to work with my family.
Okay.
It's very easy because it's a backyard factory. I just walk from the house, go out of my first gate, join the second gate, and I'm in the factory. So it's easy because my business is within the premise.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Number two, the focus.
Okay.
I also plan my day very well. I wake up as early as 5. By 7, 8, I'm through with the planning for the day for the workers. I go back to the house, make sure I work, of course, you know, make sure that my room is well, kwa nyumba, as a mother. By 10, I'm out to go now for the marketing, make sure I'm following up. I'm also a very good observer. I go to the supermarket and wait. Habari zenu, watu wa Honey Zest wanasemaje? And you know, they will always tell even the character of the people. Like I had one of the workers that really messed our business at some point. She would go there, harass clients, supplies zinafanywa vile zinatakwa. And you know, it was very difficult because he would even talk rubbish to the people you really expect money from. And anytime she would go there, she would say she's a CEO. So anytime I'd ask, habari zenu, habari ya Honey Zest, they tell me, hapana, mwenye Honey Zest siku hizi anatusumbua. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm the manager. I just came to follow up. You know, my CEO sometimes, she messes up. But I've come to clear the air. So at least I went following it up because of relationships. We just said that before we went further. For me, relationships are key. And even the people who no longer supply will tell you. Even if I go out there with another product, they will still receive me. Because even if I exited, I existed with manners. I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
Young people in the fraternity of business,
Mm-hmm.
you should have business manners.
Mm-hmm.
Know how to talk to your clients.
Mm-hmm.
However bad it is,
Mm-hmm.
know how to come back to them. So it's very easy. So managing it has been it's a little bit difficult once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a very supportive husband as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's been very supportive
Okay.
where he could.
Okay.
All said and done,
Okay.
I am good.
Okay.
And I am happy to be a family person.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. Just before you give us your closing remarks, you've been discouraged before in business.
Yeah.
And how do you handle discouragement? Because people talk.
People talk.
Yeah.
Expectations.
Uh-huh.
Others even will start saying you're beautiful and you know there's something you're doing behind the curtains to make your business thrive.
Mm-hmm.
It is there.
Mm-hmm.
But to the young women in the society,
Mm-hmm.
you should know
Mm-hmm.
it is always brains that are beautiful
Okay.
or beauty with brains.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you have to be immoral
Mm-hmm.
to have what you can do. Because at any time when umejituma vizuri, you can make your money. And I can shock you that our God is a very faithful God. He's not a double God.
Mm-hmm.
He's a God who knows that Ruth is working hard and I must bless her because she's a generational blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have learned that I have something that is so unique in Ruth that I need to supply to my generation.
Okay.
Being a mother, a young mother, being a student, I have other engagements in the society. I am a leader in the church, you know, all those things.
Okay.
I can shock you, it's not easy.
Okay.
But out of you, character-wise and being straight, if you just bored me, at least you've known me for some time. If you bored me, I'll call you, Dan, tukunyeko chai. Let us talk. It's really helped me
Okay.
to be what I am today.
Okay.
Sincerity
Okay.
is something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sincerity and definitely honesty.
Yeah.
Okay. Ruth, this is your camera. There is a young lady outside there who wants to be like you. There is a young girl who, she is an average student just like you. There is that person who wants to venture into the business that you're doing. Just with your parting shot, tell them something.
Okay. I can say that this is an opportunity and I'm very happy and thank you to Dan for this opportunity. I know that I was not so good to be here at this very first lots before number 10. But the friendship, I can also say the friendship we have together. When Sonia called me, I was like, okay, Sonia, do you know who Dan is to me first? She was like, I've been given your number by somebody else. So I can always tell you networks is number 1. And I can shock you, Honey Zest is always everywhere. Reason, the love for people. So if you have networks and the love for people and sincerity, you have it all. I can tell you that average person there. It's not all about being average. It's all about the idea that is in your heart, the inception, the love for what you are doing. It's all about the passion. I can tell you I'm living honey, I'm sleeping honey, I am everything honey because it has changed my life. I love it. I'm doing with passion. Today, if you tell me do research, I'll do research about honey. And that's what I'm doing even for my PhD. So I can tell you, have timelines also in life, targets. Like for me, I had said I must be a doctor before 35. And imagine I'm achieving it. It is so overwhelming to be here today and to say thank you. And also to tell the young people that you can still juggle around with all these things. I can always tell you if you are in a family, you can still have your kids at the right time. Mtoto ukuja na sahani yake. Hakuna cha kusema ati let me wait in the name of I want to be a professional woman. I want to do that. There's a way God can give you grace to juggle around with everything. It's very easy as long as you are willing yourself to do it. It's very easy. The ease starts with you, which has helped given me what I am today. So it's you to start with the joy in you. And once you have it all. Before we close, we have Mr. Putit. who is the Russian president. And he said these words. The soil of Africa can feed the whole of Europe, Asia, but the problem is with their leaders. You know why? You are seated telling yourself, you know, I am a graduate. I cannot use honey. I'm a graduate. I cannot do farm work. I am a graduate. I cannot go knocking in other opportunities in other people's offices. You are lying to yourself. Wake up. Use your expertise with what you have at hand. You know how? You can even be a content creator along what you're doing. There is AI, artificial intelligence. There is cheat sheet. Do you know what a cheat sheet is? You're not aware. Go checking on it tonight. You can get so much out of that. You know how? You can be an, maybe you can say a nurse today and tell us specifically what are the things you can do for an expectant mother in point form, and the TikTok will pay you. But you know what? You're just sleeping and saying you're depressed in your room. Wake up, start working, stop being lazy. Our generation is a lazy generation. Somebody is here today hearing me talking of waking up at 5. It's possible. Wake up at that 5. Stop sleeping until 10 and telling us, you know what? People are the same. You know, they are not the same. Whoever woke up at 5 and you woke up at 10, we are two different people. So the fast people are the people who get the fast things. So start working smart and stop working hard.
Thank you. Start working smart and stop working hard. Yes. That's the last word. Thank you, Ruth, for coming to our show tonight. I think it's been one amazing show and also very insightful. And at the end of the day, we cannot forget to appreciate you for coming. It brings a lot of growth into this particular show. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think for tonight, we are so grateful to have Ruth Jepchirchir, who is the CEO of Honey Zest Limited. And it is a conversation that keeps on going, even behind the cameras. Tonight, I've learned that money is in people's pocket. You can never hate where money is. Show love and find your way to make sure that that money comes out of the pocket. That's what I've learned tonight. It's quite an amazing parting shot that we can get from our guest tonight. Remember, this is the CEO show that we always come to you live every Tuesday from 7:30 to 9. And this is just but the start. We are going to have amazing people that are lined up for you in the subsequent shows that are coming. Remember, same time, same place. Next Tuesday, we are going to have another amazing guest. Thank you for being part of this conversation. Please, if you can drop a comment and tell us what you've learned from this particular show. And also, if you're wishing to see somebody next in this particular show, please drop their names so that we can see who to bring either next or in the future shows that we are still having for you. Until the end of this show, I was your host, Dan. It is a wrap.
And you know what? I like it. Hello guys, habari zenu, tuko hapa Sayen. So much offers, wako na unga, wako na sukari, wako na majani, everything. Wako na unga ya chapo, mandazi, bakery nayo, kila kitu hapa ndani. Nimekaribishwa wote.
success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talk.